Morning everybody, Nick from Meat Smoke Fire here, in a rush. It's pasta day, it's Italian day, and I just took the pasta, ball number 1, out of the fridge because I was trying something and it's not worked, so it's really too soft. So, 2 minutes ago, pasta number 2 was made. Anyway, we're all right, we're all good. So we are doing Italian today, so we're doing 3 dishes as usual. They are all main courses or starters. We sort of prepared some, but we're going to show you bits of the other. Yeah, I haven't even got my apron on yet, but I have got a swanky shirt on, just for Steve. So yeah, that's where we're at. So Helena is on her way out. That's how organised we are. Oh, I see what's happened there. Nice, I'm going to show you what's happened there. So we have Andy on the camera.
Morning.
And she'll be trying to get in on all of these dishes.
Staying in the sun.
Stay in the sun, yes, lovely today. We have Helena on the keyboard, sat by our brand new, have a look at that bad boy, RB74 stove. And I will tell you all about that at some point. Yeah, and then Mama's here because we can get her on the vino already. Because we can now heat her up, we can have her outside. So she's here. Wow, perfect. Right, I will hand you back. Right, 3 dishes. He says with 4 fingers. 3 dishes. It's going to be one of those days. 3 dishes. I'm going to show you. We'll go over here. I'm going to use 4 eggs today. But here we go. We did it in the week. We've already put it together. It's lasagna, so a layer of bolognese, some pasta, some cheese sauce, some more pasta, some bolognese, some more pasta, some more cheese sauce, some cheese on the top. It tends to leak up and down the sides. There is more meat in there than it looks like there is, but the cheese sauce goes up and down, but it will taste nice. So I've got an egg here, 180 degrees, so oven temperature, and we're just going to open it up. The extra large that we don't use very often, chuck it in, and that can cook. And we'll show you how we made it, because we can't do it all and finish it and cook it, so we're going to make 2. How's that? So let's get on with it. Right, we're going to go to that egg, Andy. I know you like to keep you on your toes, which I have now got way too hot because I've not been paying attention. Sorry, I had to top it up a minute ago and it was a bit cold. Now it is seriously hot. So I'm just going to take, I've got a cast iron pan in there, I'm just going to take it out for a minute. Whoop, there we go. We'll take that out. I'm going to put it on the floor over here. Don't step on it, Andy, because that is going to be way too hot for a minute. So we're going to make a bolognese on here. So so some meat and so on. So let me grab my knife. I'll grab my apron while we're at it. Lose my glasses so I don't lose them on the floor. Simmer. Sorry.
And
around.
breathe.
And breathe, yeah. Hopefully we've got most things out here today. Now I've said that, at least we've got Helena to run around. Right. So, I have 500 grams of mince and it is 15% fat. Don't buy that 5% fat rubbish that you all think is healthy, because there's no taste to it. So get yourself some seriously nice mince. And what we're going to do, we can probably pop it in here, that should have cooled a bit on the slabs. I'll put it straight back in. I'm going to burp it this time.
I would.
There you go. We'll get it on there, nice and hot. We'll get the mince in. And what I want to do, oh, that's going to be brilliant, is, I think we've done a bolognese at some point, but what we want to do is cook it until it crackles. Now this is going to take a little while. We want it to stick to the bottom a bit and go brown, so the fats in there come out, the meat will caramelise, and you want it to go a little bit brown because that's where all the flavour is. So we're going to do that. So this is going to take a few minutes. Probably won't take long at this temperature. I've got it up at 250 and it should be a little bit less. As usual, these eggs get hot fast when you don't pay any attention. It's only because I was running out of fuel, so I opened the top, I filled it with coal, opened the top and walked away, and it went poof. So Anyway, right, so into our bolognese. We've got mince in there. We're going to fry that down until the fats come out. The meat itself will brown off, and then we'll start adding the other ingredients. So, it's cooking nice and quick. This is good. So I'm just doing it. This is a Lodge Dutch oven. I'll put a link to it because the big green egg ones are out of stock, and these are great. They come with a lid that you can use as a skillet. I think I used it last week. We're going to cook one of the dishes in it. So that is the lid, and we're going to use it as a skillet later for one of the other dishes. So let me tell you about, while that browns off, I'll tell you about the 3 dishes. We are doing our lasagna, so we're going to make a bolognese. We're not going to make a white sauce. We can tell you how to do that, a cheesy sauce. But we're going to make the bolognese. I'm going to smoke it because it is just so nice when it's got a bit of smoke on it. So I've got a couple of wood chunks here ready. These are sweet chestnut. They're if you look on my web page in the shop, I linked them on Amazon. I like these. They're from a company in Hertfordshire. They're called Grilling Wood on Amazon. The company's Treewood Harvesting down in Hertfordshire, and really good quality stuff. So we're going to use those to smoke it. So that's our first dish. Our second dish, we are going to make some ravioli, some small ravioli with. Sorry, my nose is running. Always does that on outside. We're going to make some ravioli with some chestnuts left over from Christmas. I think Helena mentioned that I have a habit of buying tons and tons of chestnuts. So we're going to use some of those chestnuts up. I don't think there'll be any left. So we're going to use chestnuts, some apple, some sage. We're going to do a butter to go over the top, but we're going to make some ravioli. Hence, I was making the pasta a couple of minutes ago. Should be in the fridge cooling, but it will be out here. We'll do what we can. And then our third dish, and everyone asks for this, is our spaghetti vongole. So clams, some chili, some tomatoes, and so on, all with spaghetti. So not necessarily barbecue dishes, but we can do them all out here, and we're going to do that. So should be fun. Who have we got on, Helena?
Oh, now you put me on the spot.
There you go.
Meet Ben is on, Morley Stokes.
Morning, Meet Ben. Meet Ben is the general manager at Big Green Egg.
Harold.
Morning, Harold.
Yeah, Morley Stokes. Mark,
Morley Stoves. Who else? Karen. Franco. Morning, Franco.
Steve Barbecue Medic.
Morning, Steve. And Cheeky Pixie. Steve George, just over the way, who had his first pint in the pub this week. I know that much. I saw it.
Tom Smith.
Morning, Tom.
Johan.
Morning, Johan.
Glenn.
Wow.
Your sister-in-laws.
Sister-in-law.
Yeah.
Both
of
them.
them. Rachel and Sarah.
Yeah.
Wow. So, if you look in, Andy, what you'll see is when you cook it, if you leave it a second, the juices will start to come out. And you'll see you're getting the fats coming out, but you're also getting liquid, the water that's coming out. We want that to boil off a bit, and then it will start to crackle, and you'll hear it. The meat will start to pop, and that's what we're looking for. If we wanted to do it more quickly, what we could do is take the grates. I'm using the expander system here. We could put the grates one layer lower, and that would work. But our egg is so hot at the moment. I think that would be fine. It's just it'll start any minute now to crackle. In fact, let's speed it up. We'll put it down. It won't take a second. I'm just going to lower it a bit. Put it on the floor because I've got a surface there. If you were just cooking with your normal cast iron, normal stainless steel grate, you don't need the expander. We don't really need the expander now. So there we go. So you'll get lower down, you'll get a more direct heat, and it will start to crackle more quickly. And you can probably see in a little bit better with the phone. Right, let's leave that for a second. Right, to it we are going to add 1 chopped onion. I've got some bad tomato puree. The best bit of the tomato puree, I think we talked about this before, is in the middle of the tube, which is why us men always squeeze it in the middle to get the best bit out. I've only got the end today, so we're going to use the end of the tube. So it's not going to be my best one. We've got some garlic, some beef stock. I use these Knorr, they're like little jellied beef stock, so we're going to use those. Some Worcester sauce. I like chili in my bolognese, so we're going to go for some chili flakes, some Italian herbs, and then obviously some tomatoes, and then the secret ingredient, don't tell anyone, Branston pickle. Controversial. Have we got anyone Italian? Well, I've got Franco on. Anyway, we'll gloss over that. Right, now we're up to temperature.
We'll see what he has to say.
Yeah. Bolognese, true Italian bolognese is not bolognese without Branston pickle in it. I hope you know that. Right. So you can starting to crackle. It's almost there. It's seconds. Right. Let me grab a bit of my drink. So, has anyone got any questions?
No, mixed response to putting pickle in your bolognese. But I actually really love it.
You've got to try it.
Yeah.
But I'm influenced by you, aren't I? So
Yeah, you have to try it. It is good. It just gives a little bit of sweetness in there. I'm not going to put much, just a tablespoon. That's all. In a whole.
is that an official tablespoon or?
Oh yeah, this is an official tablespoon. This is my dessert spoon, and I'll be measuring a tablespoon with it because that's how I roll. Is my brother on? But Rach is.
Oh,
Sorry, Andy.
No,
smoking. Right, it's starting to crackle. I'm going to speed this through because, can you hear it popping? Just starting. But I'm going to go a little bit faster. So I'm going to go in with my onions. Now I'd leave it a little bit longer normally, but we're not going to get a chance today to do that. So I'm going to go in with my onions and the bad bit of the tomato puree, about 2 tablespoons. And then we'll get that mixed around. Oh, you can hear it popping now. Now you put the tomato puree in now because you want to cook it off. It sweetens it. It will turn the proteins into, or the sugars into caramels, and you get it all mixed in nicely. Now this will going to give that a minute or two. Right, get that out of the way. I'll open this tin. And then it's just a matter of chucking it all in, getting it nice and hot. I'm going to take it out, put the plate setter in there, the convector in there, and then we're going to cook it about 180 degrees. But I'm going to put the wood chunks on to smoke it. This is cooking quite quickly now. It's great. Right. Now you could sweat your onions down a little bit more than that, but we haven't got time for that. So garlic going, about 4 cloves. We're going to go in with chili flakes, a good pinch for me, optional, completely optional. Some Italian herbs, another good pinch. So probably a tablespoon, just over a tablespoon of Italian herbs, just Italian mixed herb. Oh, smelling good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Some Worcester sauce, again, very Italian. About 2-3 tablespoons are chopped tomatoes.
I know what you're like.
Andrea is leaning back. Chopped tomatoes and my Branston pickle, the secret ingredient. Let's put the lid back on that. And now all this needs is a little bit of water, so I'm going to squeeze by you, Andy.
Yep.
Bit of water goes in. So about half a can of water, so 200 millilitres of water. We'll get that all mixed together. Oh, that's cooking nice. Hot already. Right, I'm going to take this off. Just pop it on the floor while I change my setup slightly. So I'll pop that down there. Take this out. I want food at the top. Good. Come on, boy. So I'm now going to go indirect. So I'll grab a plate setter, pop it into the basket, and we've talked about how to do that. And I'm going to chuck my 2 chunks of wood in there. Bolognese on the top. And I want to cook that slowly. So I'm going to shut it almost. So if you look at the top now, there's about just what, 1 millimetre, 2 millimetres gap. And I'm going to shut the bottom as well, so it's almost shut. And what will happen, even though that egg has been raging, we put a cold plate setter, a cold convector in there, it will pull the temperature down. And you can see it's already down to 170, 180. You're starting to see the smoke come through from those wood chunks. Because the bolognese is hot, or because it's wet, it will stick to the surface and you'll get this lovely smoky flavour in there.
Can I chip in?
Yeah.
So I said, obviously everyone has their own favourite and best bolognese sauce. So, you know, freestyle it.
Yeah.
So some suggestions.
Okay.
Someone adds coffee.
Ooh.
But I said you probably wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I'll come over here so you can chat.
So that was smaller stoves. They had a bit of coffee.
Nice.
Meat Ben suggested chopped chicken livers.
Oh yeah, that would work. Like that, Mitt. I like that meat, Ben.
And I think it was Steve. Yeah, Steve Barbecue Medic says a bit of dark chocolate.
Yeah, a mole almost. Yeah. So the Mexicans put dark chocolate into their chili. Thank you, Mama. Brain's gone. So yeah, why not? Anyway, are you warm enough over there?
Yeah,
in front of the lovely news. Yeah. They're cooking next to the fire. We sat out here last night until 10?
Yeah.
Gone 10. I mean, it was freezing this morning. There was frost on the grass this morning, but yeah, we sat by the fire and it was lovely.
So Capsicano
So,
just joined us. And
morning,
Vinny,
Capsicano. I don't know if that's Ben.
or Stella.
Yeah, Ben or Stella. Let us know if it's you, Ben.
Morning, Jane. Morning,
right.
Leslie.
So we have our first dish. Let's go on to our second dish. So egg around 180, 200, and we're going to make a stuffing for our chestnuts. So let's take a few of these things out of the way for a second. The first thing I need,
We're going over to the board.
over to the board, is, which one? I'll do it in that one. Officially pancetta, unofficially Nick's home smoked. This is fennel cured bacon. So we're going to take some of that, and I'm just going to cut up a few smaller bits. I know I'm going across the wrong way, nobody will like that. But yeah, we made this bacon a few weeks ago. So you can buy curing kits. You buy curing salts, and then there's a product called the ProQ Cold Smoke Generator. And you can then cold smoke it. So this was smoked over oak. It was cured for about a week and then cold smoked over oak, and it's delish. So you should try it. I mean, you see, we did cured salmon. So I'm going to take that. I'll just do a couple more slices. So yeah, we did cured salmon, what, a couple of weeks ago? You saw it?
I can vouch for it. It was nice. I had some.
Still some in the fridge. I haven't had any yet.
Oh,
I bought some muffins this morning so we could have a brunch.
Oh, perfect. Right, let's get this on. So, same deal. We're going to start by frying off some of this. So I'm going to, same setup. I'm actually going to drop it down just to speed it up. So I'll take one of those off. Get that down there, we'll get our bacon in, or pancetta. I'm going to open it up a little bit. So it was down at 180, we probably want it just over that to get this frying off. So while that starts to cook, some of our chestnuts. Move that out of the way, I'll put that back on the plate. So we're going to cook, or we're going to, yeah, we're going to cook them, but they're already cooked. So I'm just going to chop them up roughly. through the whole lot. This could get messy. We're going to put these into ravioli, and they're going to end up being a paste. So it doesn't matter if you cut them down a little bit like this. They'll cook better, quicker. Lovely. Right, I'm going to grab my... Well, let's just go and see how these are cooking. Any questions, Helena?
No.
Not very fast. Let's put some bit of oil in there to help it. It's a cast iron pan, so it's going to take a little bit to get going. So, could you grab me another wooden spoon, please?
Yes.
Good. Oh, it's starting there. Won't take it long to get going. Right, so into that we are going to put our chestnuts. We have a little bit of crushed, just squashed garlic, so clove of squashed garlic, and we'll fry those all in together. We've got some onion to go in with it, and as we fry that, garlic will go in there, and then we'll take that clove out. We don't want it all in there. So we're going to do that to make the filling, and then we're going to roll out this pasta, the emergency pasta. We're going to use just a normal pasta roller, roll it out, and I'm only going to make 2 or 3 of these. We're going to roll them out, and then we'll cook them. So in this egg, I'll turn it up in a minute. Oh no, perfect. Got a pan of boiling water.
Not very exciting, but yeah.
No. Obviously, you could do that indoors, but it would be a bit rubbish with me running in and out. So we're going to do it out on the other egg. Hence, we fired up that egg today to do it. So let's have a look at this. Starting to cook, starting to bubble, cheese is melting. But this is going to take about 45 minutes to cook through, and it'd be delicious. Right, let's go and, oh look at that, miracles of, so I just want to cook this until it starts to brown a little bit. So we're going to give that a couple of minutes while the fat comes out of it. It's just belly pork. So what I did is I took the bacon, my bacon out of the packet earlier this week and just put it in the fridge uncovered, so it's dried out a lot, so it'll draw the moisture out. The fridge is great at drying things out, so if you leave them uncovered it will dry them out. Hence when we do, you know, I cook porchetta or a piece of belly pork, I tend to put it in the fridge overnight because it will dry out the skin, and then you'll get that lovely crackling on your meat. So put it in the fridge, dry it out. Let's have a stir. So you can see the smoke. What you need to do is every so often just go back and stir it, because you'll stir in that smokiness, and that's what you want in there. This is a great way as well of making chili con carne. So do that in here, stir in the smoke. The guys at Capsicana would love that. Capsicana are Mexican, Peruvian, Brazilian, South American food and spices. So look them up. They're in Waitrose and Sainsbury's, and I think we're in Tesco's as well. So I did my first ever Big Green Egg demo opposite Ben, who owns the company. At the time, he was selling dried chilies and sauces. Let me give him another couple of minutes. How are we doing for time? It's going to be tight today.
Yep.
Maybe we'll go. Let's go. Right. So I'm going to go in with my onion. Get it in there. Stir it about. Tell you what, I've got an apple that I need chopping up. I'm going to give it to... Can you peel that please, Mark? And then I'll chop it up in a bit. We didn't want to peel it before the show because it would go brown. So, right, starting to sweat these down. Give it a minute or two. Oh, garlic needs to go in. Our clove of squashed garlic. I'm going to split it in half. Pop it in there. I'm going to put a tiny bit more. Boiling. Perfect. Right, let's go. I'm going to use the bowl to bring the chestnuts back. This rate, you're only going to get 2 dishes. The favourite, the vongole, is not going to get. No, we'll get there. We'll get there. Shouldn't yak so much at the beginning, should I?
You're fine.
Yeah, we can run on a bit. We're allowed to go till. This will cut off after an hour, so we normally try and keep it to 45 minutes, but today might be a little bit longer.
Did you want to give a tip to old
Oh yeah. Yes. Because of course it's the funeral today, isn't it? Prince Phillips' funeral today was a big green egger. Came and visited us. I've worked on the big green egg stand at Chelsea for 3 years. They've only done Chelsea 3 times. I've been there every time, and Prince Philip has visited the stand at Chelsea every single year, always come to get fed, and I know he had an egg at Balmoral. Well, somebody else said he's got one at Sandringham. I don't know about that, but I know he had one at Balmoral. Can't tell you why, but anyway, right. Now we're getting there. So now we're going to go in. I'm going to take... Yeah, you could. I'm just going to tip the thing over the edge, the garlic. Bit naughty, but we're going to go in now with our chestnuts. Now it's getting a bit hot, and 1/4 cup of water, which is about that much. I'll turn this down. Sorry? Yeah, whatever. Right, I'll come and do it while that cooks a little bit. No, come on, off. I hate her using the knife. This is when I cut myself. It's like the other day when we said Andy, now you're back, don't mess up saving the video, and I messed it up after taking the phone from a control freak. So I'm just chopping these up into smaller chunks because we're going to put them in with our chestnuts. So any questions, Helena? While I'm doing the exciting chopping.
I don't think so at the moment. Right. Everyone's looking forward to the vongole.
Oh, better get there then.
What else? I've asked for suggestions for next week, maybe.
Yeah, do that now, because once the vongole goes on, we're going to eat it this week. It's not going to let it go cold because clams are too expensive, too nice. Right, I'll say that's good. Right. Apple.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah.
Going in. Ah. So this is going to be the filling for our ravioli. So I'm going to give it 2 minutes. Ah, bit of parsley. I'll put that in at the end. So let's give that 2 minutes. While that's doing, let's make pasta. So really simple. You can do it with lots of egg yolks. This is the most simple recipe. 100 grams of flour per person, and we'll get 1 egg per person. Just blend them in the mixer. Comes together like that. You're supposed to put it in the fridge, but we'll see how we go. Let's get a little bit of flour. All I've got here is an old bit of our kitchen work surface. So an offcut. And we'll go on our machine. I'm going to run it through a couple of times on slow. This is on the wide setting. Whoops. Now the first time you run it through it's difficult, but then fold it over. Go in. Don't worry if it's got holes in it, because you're going to run it a couple of times and it will then just start to form those glutens. This is just type 00 flour from Tesco. So I've got this set up on the widest setting. And you can see now the texture's changing. We'll go one more. Let's go at that end. Oh, I missed it. It's going to be a disaster. But you can see it will sort itself out. I'll do one more since I messed that one up.
More haste, less speed.
Yeah. Now I'm sure Franco and Mark, is Mark on?
Yeah.
Will tell you exactly how to make pasta because they spend their life, I don't know if Franco does, but I know Mark loves to spend time in Italy. So try and feed it into the middle, not like I've just done. And then we'll go for a slightly narrower, go down a level. Now it's easier when you're in your own kitchen and you've got a work surface on both sides, but perfect. Now I'm going to go one more. This is one below the finest. In fact, I'm going to break a bit off because I'm not going to use it all at the moment. It'll just make it easier to handle. But we'll go in. And now we have nice thin pasta, which is what you're after. I'm going to leave it one below the finest. Perfect. Right.
Cracking job.
Turn that off. Split it in half. Don't worry, it's a bit messy. It doesn't matter for this. Just going to stir. Oh yes. Right.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, my pasta water is boiling. Just check it. Yeah, we're fine. Open it up a little bit more, it's fine. Right, so I am only going to make a couple of these. Let's move this out of the way for a second. So, with the back of your spoon, just crush it down. Now it might need a bit more water in here. You're trying to make almost a paste with those chestnuts. Leave a bit of crunch in there. That'll do me. I'm going to put a little bit more water in there to bring it together. Right. A little bit more crushing. Let's do it. Take this out, pop it there. While we're doing it, no, I'll do it separately. Not try and be too hasty. I know what I'm like. Right, I'm going to borrow that spoon. Any comments, Helena, I should be hearing? No. These two have told me that there's some comments go on that they don't tell me about. They get to
for
see
your
them.
own good.
Yeah, they get to see them, but I don't.
No, people are saying can't make pasta under pressure.
Oh, we're good, we're good.
I've asked if
I'm just going to do them down the middle. I'm going to waste a whole load here because we're doing it. But what I'm doing, just put little bits. These are going to go into our ravioli. A little bit more in there. I'm only going to I'll make 4 for now. Right, do those 4. I then have a little bit of water and a brush to brush my pastry. I'm going to waste a whole load of pastry, but okay. So brush round because this is what's going to seal them. Done. Then put the other one over the top, and then what you want to do is push down and around it get the air out. And seal it. So some people are really careful about it. I don't think you need to be that careful, as long as you don't puncture them. And if you do, it's just gonna, you just get, the air will pop them, but they will fine the other day. Right. That's probably where I didn't put enough underneath. We're going to cut around them. So I'm just going to take a cookie cutter. That'll probably do it. Might go one bigger. Go around them. Now you could do this with, beautiful. You could do it with one of those, I've got one here.
Yeah, I was going to say you've got a gadget for that.
A little wiggly knife, so it gets a nice jagged edge. But we thought we'd try it with the cookie cutters. Oh. You want to make sure they're all sealed.
So Tomo's watching because he loves pasta.
Oh, Tomo is my nephew. Morning, Tomo. So no Formula E on today. I know he's a massive fan. He's a massive fan of Sam Bird. Right, so ravioli. Let's get them in, and then we better get the spaghetti on because we're so far behind.
Uh-oh.
Boiling water. I've got salt in there. Just going to pop them in. They are going to take literally a couple of minutes. Hopefully they won't pop open. Oh, that one has. Typical.
I
Can you
didn't
grab
see it.
me a slotted spoon, please?
Yes, there's one
Oh, there
out.
is one out here. Okay. Ah, it's over there. Thank you. Right, while they're cooking, little skillet. That's a Netherton Foundry one. I'm going to go in with some butter, and what we want to do is start that melting, and it's going to bubble. So let's have a look how these are doing. Oh, they're looking good. They're fine.
Oh, look at those bad boys.
Starting to come up to the surface. They only need like 3 minutes each. So, and then as soon as they're done, we'll get the pasta on. So I'm just going to grab a plate. Give them another minute. Let's have a look how our butter's going. Sorry, Andy.
It's all right.
Backwards and forwards. Where have I put the other? It's chaos today. I'm not going to take half of this butter out. We don't need all of that. We're only doing half the sauce, so that's what we want to do. Get our butter just to the point that it melts, starts bubbling, and then into that we are going to put, I've forgotten to put the parsley in the inside, so we'll put it in the sauce. Well, yeah, I'm going to do sage as well. So we've got some sage here. So while that boils, I'm going to get my sage and chop it.
Are you warm, Tot?
Actually took the opportunity to take a top off when I went indoors.
Oh.
Are you cooking you by the fire?
I know, should I say, yeah.
We are loving the new fire. So here we go. Nicely done. We'll go in with our sage. That will crisp up quickly. We're going to put some lemon juice in there. Oh, I did get a pip in. Right. Beautiful. Give it a second or two. Oh, it smells amazing.
Yeah.
Right, out with that. Take this over. I'm going to bring my pasta. You may as well come and see this, Andy.
Oh.
So we'll take our ravioli out.
Oh.
Helena, could you put some? Oh, that's all right. See it here. So same water. Pasta going in. We'll leave that to cook. Right. Oh, I need my oven glove. So here are our ravioli. Just go grab a spoon, which I put there. And we'll put some of this sage. Sage in there.
That is almost like MasterChef, isn't it?
Hey,
Yeah.
take that.
How nice.
Right. Dish 2. And I'll chop into one so you can see it.
Oh man. Rude.
Give Andrea a little bit to try because she needs to try it because she doesn't.
Sat with my mouth open, or stood with my mouth open there. I can't do that. I can't do that one.
Go on.
I can't do that, Anne, because
Oh, she's left-handed. I've given it to her in the wrong hand.
You might not like it.
I don't like chestnuts. And that's really nice.
Right.
Have you got pictures of that?
No.
Sorry.
Not as nice
Oh
as
my
that. So we'll do
days.
that. Right, 2 dishes down. Let's
That
have a
is
look at our
delish.
first. Oh,
Oh my days. Look. Oh no, I've got
beautiful.
that way.
So just leave it bubbling away. It'll brown up, it'll be delicious. Shame this egg's a bit dirty inside, but right. Our pasta is cooking. Hopefully it's all fallen in. Just toasted the ends, a bit like paduaya. Good. Turn it up.
Man, that ravioli is stunning.
You like that one?
I don't like chestnuts. That's a
Right,
really
we'll do
nice.
a tiny tidy. That is cool enough to pick up. Right, last dish. And it's so easy, but our pasta. So again, I'm just using a paella pan. This is again Netherton Foundry, but watch this space. Big Green Egg stopped making their original paella pan, so I'm using the Netherton Foundry ones at the moment, which I like. So there's our clams.
Nice.
So we'll get that pan warmed up. I'm just going to drain these. Oh, it's the last week, hopefully, that we'll be using this sink. Wednesday. The new units come on Wednesday. It's an exciting day. Right. This is such a fast dish.
That's quite handy, really, isn't it?
Well, apart from the pasta. I need the pasta to be ready and it's not yet. So I'll hold the top on this week.
I would.
Bit of olive oil going in. So easy. I need to wait for those.
It's okay.
No.
What's on the end, Laura? We don't know what's the
Right.
Well, yeah.
Well, let's discuss while the pasta's
Stock. Discuss stock.
stock.
Stock. Big Green Egg in Wales.
Oh, look what I forgot to
Had
put
a-
in our
Bolognese.
bolognese. I'll add it now.
That's right, I've made a note.
I've forgotten to put it in. Stock. Oh, I see what you mean. Big Green Eggs. So currently, Big Green Egg through me out of stock are modular nest expansion frames. So if you wanted a modular nest, you can't make it bigger. The large modular nest is likely to go out of stock very shortly if it hasn't already. And both of those will not be back in stock, I believe, until June, which is a shame. Right, it's me rushing. I forgot to put the stock in, but that will just melt in and go through it. It'll be lovely. Large premium mahogany table has now gone end of life. It will hopefully there'll be a replacement for it. Otherwise, most other things I think are in stock. So, but contact me. I can have a look. So yeah, cooks for next week.
Well, Franco said pie. But
Pie?
We kind of thought about pie. If it's this nice, I can't imagine doing pie.
No.
I don't know what's going to be like.
If it's raining, we'll do a pie. If it's sunny, a pie, like a meat pie or a cheese and onion pie or a yeah. What other suggestions have we had?
We haven't.
Oh, okay. Open. We did last night. Was it last night? It was last night. We did a stuffed squid with squid stuffed with a lovely tomato rice dish. It was delicious. So we might do that. Yeah. Right. You just see how our pasta's getting on. Ah, it's looking good. Right. I think by the time we've done the other bits, we'll be ready for that.
Awesome.
So, let's get on with our vongole. So, in here, hot pan, very hot. Get that out of the way. So a nice warm pan. We're going to go straight in with our vongole. We're going to go in with tomatoes, some garlic.
Oh, it smells amazing already.
I need some chili flakes, which are behind you.
Sorry.
That's all right. Some chili flakes. Good pinch. And then we just give it a stir. Now, in order to get those clams to open, where's my glass? Just a bit of white wine. Now, it's not supposed to be, you know, this is Italian, but we've got a Spanish white, but hey. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, it's probably better in a flat bottom pan because all the clams will be against the heat. So while they're cooking, I'm just going to get some parsley and we'll chop a bit of that up. Perfect. That's ready to go on the top when we're done. So, give them a stir. You can see they're starting to open. Let's have a look how our pasta's doing. How are we doing for time? We're gonna finish. Hooray! Grab a bit. See how far off we are. Two minutes. 1 minute.
1 minute.
We're gonna do it. Oh, they're all starting to pop open now.
Oh, look. Nice.
We love this dish. We love this dish. I'm putting no salt and pepper in. We can season it afterwards. The clams have got salty water in them. They're salty anyway. We're using salt on the pasta, so that will be salty. So yeah, not going to add anything at this stage.
Exciting.
Yeah. Hello. Look at them all popping open. Obviously, if some don't open, you know, you can see them going now. If they don't open, it's because they're dead. So just
got one.
Yeah.
They're going.
That sounds like it's our guest on the drive. Okay. So you might want to open the gate, or we have somebody visiting who normally watches. Lift the gate a little bit. That's it. Here we go. It is somebody on the drive. Oh, look at that.
Man.
Yeah. So he's going to be on camera in a minute. We're outside, so you're right without. Right, nearly there. You've got to grab a bit of this.
You've got to catch a bit. Go
Stop. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Just a little bit of front, he says, with his mouth full. Clear of space. Morning, how are you?
I'm very
Well,
well,
afternoon. If you can get him on camera. I think he stalked me in Tesco's once.
I did indeed.
Or Sainsbury's, in fact.
Sainsbury's it was,
Yeah. So, set of tongs. Left them all down the far end. Clams are good. Go in with our pasta. A bit of water on it is good. There we go. I've got pasta everywhere. This is going to be the messiest egg. And then, so we're just going to toss it around. I'm going to go and grab my parsley. Toss it through. And that is done. One more glove. Where have I got another glove on the table? Just pop that shut. Spaghetti vongole. 3 dishes, just. That was frantic today. We'll pop that down there. So we've got our spaghetti vongole. We've got our ravioli with sage butter, chestnut and pancetta ravioli with sage butter, our spaghetti vongole that we're all going to tuck into, and then last dish, and it's chaos here today, our lasagna. And I'm not going to cut it, I'm going to let it cook a little bit more, but you get the idea. And that is a wrap. Sorry, that felt frantic. She's cut us off.
No. No.
Oh, I thought you cut me off.
No, I'm like, have you? You went, there's a wrap, and then I'm like, are you going to say goodbye?
I am going to say goodbye. So, yeah, thank you, and we'll say goodbye, and we'll see you all next week. But if you want to get hold of me, I'm around all week except for Friday when I'm playing golf, and Wednesday when I've got all the new units coming in. I'll be here, but I just will be putting the new units in. So, see you next week. Cheers.